So welcome everyone, and thank you for joining us today for this session on how insurers are moving from isolated AI experiments to building truly intelligent learning systems. I'm Ken Lebo. I'm the moderator today, and we got a real treat for you on an incredible, innovative demo. So let me just start a little description here. AI is everywhere in insurance conversations right now and everything else too. Okay. But most implementations are still limited to task automation or answering questions. Very few insurers have successfully deployed AI that learns safely from real underwriting decisions while maintaining compliance, explainability, and control. So today we're going to explore how Enkefalos, and we have a great, sharp leadership team here and experts from Enkefalos on approaching this differently by building governed AI systems that evolve with underwriting expertise. So to start off, I'd like to introduce Sunil. Sunil, if you could introduce yourself and let's get started.
Yeah, thank you, Ken. I'm excited to be part of this webinar session. And I'm Sunil, a Chief Operating Officer and Product Head at Enkefalos Technologies. As you know, at Enkefalos, we build enterprise AI solutions that are private, secure, and deliver real outcomes at scale. So we believe in insurance. Insurance actually must meet three non-negotiable conditions, and the first one is it must operate inside your enterprise infrastructure, and the second one is it must align with underwriting philosophy, and the last one is it must be governed, auditable, and measurable, which we collectively call it as responsible AI. So that's why we built InsurangGPT, a production-ready AI system for underwriting, claims, and risk. And then we have GenAI Foundry, an enterprise AI operating platform. And then we have Gone AI, a governance and compliance framework to take care of compliance and governance. And along with that, we also have adoption accelerators like Data Foundation Analyzer for assessing data readiness for AI. And we also have our ROI calculator to quantify business value before investment. And lastly, we have private AI plugins and agentic AI workflows for rapid automation across the processes. Together, they form full stack AI ecosystem. We don't believe in AI pilots that sit in isolation. What we believe in is structured deployment, measurable KPIs, governed learning loops, enterprise ownership. Today, Mani will actually take us through how this works inside a real underwriting workflow. I will talk more in detail about how responsible AI drives the complete underwriting workflow from the beginning to the end. Mani, could we move on to the live demonstration, please?
Yeah, thank you, Sunil. Hi, everyone. I am Mani, co-founder and CTO at Enkefalos. So let's start the demo. I hope my screen is visible. So we support multiple line of business, including auto, home, health, life, business, and travel, all powered by our private AI platform. For this webinar, I will focus on auto line of business to demonstrate how system works end to end.
Yeah.
So our platform also provides several AI-powered capabilities, including data intelligence, this Insure Assist for data intelligence, DocuSure for document intelligence, Insight for report generation through the prompts, and UnderwriteIQ for smart underwriting assist, which I am demonstrating today, and Claim Flow for intelligent claim management, and Complaints Card for complaints management, Auto Lens for AI vehicle damage assessment. And this is InsurTech dashboard, where underwriter get a complete view of all submissions, quotes, bound policies. And here AI automatically analyze each submission, generate risk scores, and highlights high risk cases that needs immediate attention. This enables underwriter to prioritize efficiently, make faster decision, and improve approval rates with data-driven insights.
Annie, so the question I have is the rules around the scoring, where did they come from and how do you get them into the engine or into the system?
Yeah, see, we have several agents which they capture, which they collect data from other sources and will deliver that scores.
Yeah, basically, can these business rules are configured from different sources again. So these are like initial set of business rules. On top of it, we can further configure additional business rules, as per the customer's requirement. So
Is it all low code? Are you guys doing it or does the client maintain that information?
Yeah, we have a set of rules that can be configurable based on underwriting guidelines or requirement.
Okay.
We just walk you through all the features which we have, then we'll get to know how all these independent functionalities can be configured. Okay. So this page provides a complete view of the submission, including applicant details, documents, and the vehicle details, coverage summary, and driver information. Okay, then we'll start with the workflow. So you can see the end-to-end underwriting workflow from submission, intake, business rule, risk analysis to quote and compliance, and data right back to the API system. So this ensures all transparency and control over every step of the decision. So next we have AI overview cards. Here you can see our AI analyze multiple risk, business rules, and complaints factor to generate an explainable risk score for each submission. It also provides clear insights and primary risk indicators, helping underwriters quickly understand the risk profile and make confident data-driven decisions. And
This dashboard that you're in, does it, when you had like 6 different lines of business before you started, you picked auto here. Is the dashboard similar in all those different lines of business, just with different content?
Yes, we have different dashboard based on the line of businesses.
Oh, okay.
And also we have multiple roles. Let's say if claim adjuster logs in, the claim adjuster can have different dashboard and views and functionalities. Each role we have different set of features that can be again configurable based on the company. So this is underwriter decision. So we can come later for this section. Now can go to documents tab. Okay, this is this submission was automatically created from an Accord form. Okay. Our AI extract all relevant data, validates it, and structure it into the system, eliminating manual and reducing errors. I mean, reducing manual entry and reducing the errors.
So Manny, if I have a document management system, are you integrating with that, or are you managing the documents from your platform?
Yes, that's right. So we take documents, we classified it. As soon as we rectify this is accord form for auto award, then we will process the next step.
Yeah,
Based
just to
on the
add to that,
document, that next flow will be triggered, like whether we need to create a new submission or we need to write a letter to the customer. Like that, we have many workflows based on the documents.
yeah, just to add to that, so here the document sources could be, different. Like, so, the user can actually come and upload the document here, or maybe we can, fetch these documents from different sources like email, or like you mentioned that if you have a document storage or a repository where you have stored all the documents, that can be integrated seamlessly onto the platform from where we can fetch the data and map it onto the accord form. Can.
See, as I said, all these workflows are configurable. Let's see the step one, submission intake. So we can integrate with multiple sources. It could be from email, it could be your SharePoint, or it could be from any other
So
system.
when we talk about agentic AI, it is the document piece an agent? For those that are not like us, that are not experts on this, how would you say, well, what you would consider an agent?
Yes, this is complete suite of agentic AI. So we have multiple agents for different purposes. So
Mhm.
agent will, as soon as they identify which documents next what to do, and then they will do the further steps like extracting.
So just to add on, Ken, so we have, as Mani said, there is a complete suite of agents, right? So one agent, what it will do, it will understand the document, extract the relevant details. So the one more agent, whatever it has extracted, no, it will interpret and analyze the data. Based on that, some other agent will do the decision. So we have a multiple agentic workflows. The insurance GPT designed in such a way that there is a multiple agents which are associated with the workflow, so that each decision, that one agent will do the extraction, one agent will analyze and interpret the data, and one more agent will do the decision. That's how the agentic flows workflow works.
Can we have orchestration where the multiple agents can communicate and do the specific job, like classifying the documents, and once classification is done, then that agent will forward that classified document to different agent based on the orchestration and workflow.
Okay.
So yeah, man, you can continue from here.
Then next we have business rules. So here a predefined underwriting and eligibility rules are automatically evaluated. These rules are fully configurable based on the company guidelines. You can see right now we have around 5 business rules. So that analyzes and provide the status, like two first and second rules are passed, the third one is failed, and the fourth and fifth, I think there is no data to run this validation.
And the action column, is that
Action actually,
yeah, go ahead.
underwriter will get some insights from AI.
So
Let's
is
say
that
if
action that it can do, will do, or already has done? I mean, what
the
is it?
action, let's say
Yeah.
if document is failed, next what has to be done? So
Okay.
like that, it will suggest. It's like suggestion. It fails, what you need to do. If passes, then it will give some nice
Actionable insights. Yeah.
yeah.
Oh, okay.
Then next we have risk assessment. So our AI analyze multiple risk factors such as driver profile. You can see here. So driver age, license status. So all this information we will get it from third party service provider. So our agents will request this information and analyze the data and gives the insights here. Okay. It also provides insights and recommendation here to assist underwriter in making faster, more informed decision. Then we have complaints. The system automatically validates the submission against federal, state, and company specific compliance requirements. So all compliance rules are again configurable and provide clear audit trail and explanation.
Now, can you have this do any auto decision? So let's just say, I know it's making a recommendation and then a human underwriter needs to act on that recommendation, but can it also, under certain rules, just take the next action and, make a decision and take action without a human underwriter having to do it manually?
Yeah, I mean, the first part, like you mentioned, that it definitely provides actionable insights and recommendations for human to take decision. So here we are not actually allowing the agent to actually make the decision, but where the intelligence layer is actually helping the underwriter to make faster decisions. The final decision has to be made by the underwriter himself.
Okay, that was my question. And in life insurance, we call that accelerated underwriting, where
Yeah.
it's doing the recommendation, it's bringing all the data, it's scoring it, everything you're showing right here, but they have to make the final decision.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
And can here, if you look at the statistics, it is, see, it looks like risk score is moderate. Okay. And the business rule is just 40% is passed. So it's the AI is flagging its need attention, means underwriter has to look and come and manually approve. If it is the score is above 90 or 95, it will go to the STP straight through the process.
Yeah.
So here, if you can see the need attention, that's why the manual interaction is needed for this submission. And also the next is, see, next underwriter has to take a decision. Okay. So here AI is recommending mixed risk indicator detected, recommending senior underwriter review due to elevated telematic risk and rules failure. So these are all the data driver, decision drivers. So underwriter can easily check the data and he can take a decision.
So as you can see that he can, based on the data sets, data points, so either he can approve the application or decline the application, or maybe refer to senior underwriter for additional intervention. Yeah.
Cool.
Right, Mani.
And is that referral, is that just a communication, or someone else is using a dashboard or a workbench type thing where they're now interacting and taking their actions? How does the refer workflow work?
Could you please come again, Ken? So
So there's an option to approve, decline, or refer. So the workflow around refer, is that just a communication that goes out, or is that an actual working list or something that somebody is then, that underwriter is doing their work? Okay.
Yeah. Also, we integrate with their existing workflow.
I see. Okay.
So the moment actually the underwrite, I mean, this is being referred to the senior underwriter for additional intervention. So here they have to, the agent has to select. So I mean, the underwriter has to select to whom he is referring to,
Mm-hmm.
and then he has to add additional comments and submit, and the respective senior underwriter will actually receive the notification for to attend to this ticket, and then they can actually leave their comments on how to resolve this and take it further.
Yeah, so we have agent for notifying all these activities. So as soon as some junior underwriter refers to senior, so senior underwriter will get notified. Again, he can view same, like again he can start from the workflow where he left.
And the interesting part is, so when we actually receive a feedback or the comments from the senior underwriter, like how to solve this issue with the submission, that is actually again fed into the feedback loop for the model to learn.
Okay.
And so the model is continuously trained and retrained and fine-tuned for new cases and scenarios.
However, if it keeps, the more activity that goes on, it's learning from it. So
Yeah.
Yeah, and we have API write back functionalities where all this information and decision or whatever the process data we can push into their existing system, and we can give the status of that response or data exchange between their existing code system and from here. Okay, let's see. Okay, and we have one more main feature called Ask AI. Okay, where underwriter can interact directly with the AI assistant to ask questions.
what kind of questions?
Yeah, so first initially it will give insights. Again, this AI provides contextual insights such as risk factor, required verification, like the proof of garaging address and all the insights, and similar cases like see the same similar submissions previously 3 times referred. One was declined and zeros are approved. So
Is it matching the and again, I'm a life insurance guy, but is it matching the customer profile, looking for the similar profiles that have been done before, and then giving you some statistics back on how they were
Yeah.
underwritten, proved, rated, or declined, or whatever. So okay.
Yeah. So
yeah,
let's say that the underwriter is actually stuck in some at some phase of underwriting, and then he need not actually directly refer that to senior underwriter. So we have given him or her to actually interact with underwriter assistant before actually referring that submission to senior underwriter. So here they'll get additional information and insights for them to look at the historical data, like if there are any similar submissions have been handled in the past, and that will actually help help them resolve the issue that they are facing with the existing submission or writing submissions. So yeah, so the underwriter assistant here is actually being trained on historical underwriting data, and also through continuous feedback loop.
Yeah,
can
and so it's actually doing some
use-
analytics and also learning from it. Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, good.
and also underwriter can ask any question to specific to this submission. Example, why this submission marked as moderate risk? If you if underwriter asks, it will give the insights, a reason behind that moderate risk. This submission is marked as a moderate risk due to exposure related factors, including commute usage, urban, all the stuff. Okay. Okay. Actually, this is a very important functionality for underwriter. So here the machine will learn from underwriter decision. Okay. In this section, the AI provides a clear recommendation. Okay, based on risk score, compliance result, and business role validation.
Yep.
And it also explains key decision drivers, ensuring full transparency and helping underwriters make confident and informed decisions. Is clearly saying that recommending to senior underwriter due to this reason.
Yeah, I mean, this is the key screen. I mean, it's very intuitive, very easy. That you've now aggregated the information, you've scored it, you've got a recommendation, and now they take the action. So
Yeah.
yep.
Let's assume underwriter is taking action on approving this application. So here, so when clicks on approving, so underwriter can select predefined reason. So again, these reasons can be configurable based on the company need. Okay. And this is supporting factors, and I can add some comments. So this is how actually all these details are recorded. Okay, let me copy the comment.
So the question I have is, let's just say however approved or declined or referred, if that status, besides the action, the status, you wanted to push it back to, let's say, a policy administration system, that API backwards thing that you showed me. I mean, can it happen automatically? You don't have to manually tell it, push this data back to the system. I mean, can it be part of your workflow to say, okay, if I approve it, take this approval status and information and automatically push the data into the administration system?
Yeah,
Yes.
Ken. So this entire workflow is automated. Once the submission is actually evaluated and analyzed, and if we have the final set of data ready, so then it automatically writes back to any external core systems. It could be policy administration systems.
Exactly. Okay.
Being automated here.
But even though that underwriter is overriding this suggestion. Okay, so this is how we keep record for audit trail. Like this creates a complete audit trail for compliance, governance, and future reference. All this information will be captured, and we have another module to train the model from the actions. Once underwriter provides the once underwriter approves the submission, the decision is recorded and the AI model continuously learns from it through our flagship product or platform, GenAI Foundry.
Yeah.
So yeah, Ken, this is how underwriter IQ empowers underwriters with AI-driven insights and automation and full human control, helping teams make faster, more consistent and explainable decisions.
Yes.
And thank you, Mani. Thank you. And what you just saw, Ken, is like how our agentic AI module Underwrite IQ guides the underwriter throughout from the beginning, starting from submission till the API right back to external core systems, and how the AI safely learns through the feedback loop, and how we have also built in mechanisms for drift monitoring. Yeah.
Yeah, so I think for me, then this is where we get into the next generation of technology, is that there are business intelligence, decision engines, scoring systems, dashboards, in these underwriting workbenches. But now what we're doing is we're taking it to the level where we're using agentic AI for workflow. We
Yeah.
are learning from what the data that's being captured and the decisions that are being made by the underwriter. We're able to get recommendations. We're able to get analytics back, and it's learning at the same time. So this is really the next level of underwriting, leveraging different forms of AI into this. So that's what makes this unique. And the thing I like about it is besides having all of that AI automation built in, it seems to be a very intuitive, easy to learn, easy to
Yeah.
use
Yeah.
interface.
Ken,
Yeah.
yeah, sorry to interrupt, Ken. And what you just saw is Insurance GPT, which is just an execution layer.
Mhm.
And we also want to actually show, the AI orchestration platform, GenAI Foundry, like how Insurance GPT actually is, deployed on GenAI Foundry, and then
Right.
the governance and compliance, part is being taken care by GenAI Foundry. So before I let Karthik actually present, let me just quickly share my screen and try to explain like how this Insurance GPT is related to GenAI Foundry, the relation between Insurance GPT and GenAI Foundry.
Okay.
Yeah. Let me know if you can see my screen.
Not yet.
Yeah.
Yes.
So
Now we can see it. Yes.
yeah, so what you just see here is like a high level solution diagram that clearly depicts how Insurance GPT is actually deployed on GenAI Foundry platform, which is industry agnostic, meaning regardless of business functions, enterprise can actually be onboarded onto GenAI Foundry, and they can select appropriate model for their business and then train those models on the enterprise data. And as you can see that the entire solution, including Insurance GPT and GenAI Foundry, the entire end-to-end solution actually resides within the enterprise cloud infrastructure. I mean, it could be cloud, it could be on-premise or hybrid. So, but the point here is, the point I'm trying to make it here is it's very secure and very private. So unlike
So
generic,
therefore,
yeah,
the first of all, your Insurance GPT and your GenAI Foundry are proprietary, right? Trademark, proprietary names of it. Your AI or your LLMs are not using anything commercial.
mhm.
I don't know if you may be using some open source stuff, but it's all contained, so that all the personal health information and personal information is secure.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
So the primary focus is actually on the regulated industry, and as you know that in regulated industry, compliance, privacy, and security are of highest importance. So that is where we have, I mean, as our tagline clearly states, that your models, your data, and your IP. So here we are actually giving our customers, an opportunity for them to own the entire solutions. Unlike generic LLMs where they have to exchange their data in order to get a desirable, outcomes from those LLMs. So yeah, so I'll let Karthik take over now and explain in detail like how what is GenAI Foundry and how the compliance and governance part are being taken care in GenAI Foundry. Over to you, Karthik.
Yep. Thanks, Sunil. Thanks for walking through the high level of insurance GPT and the GenAI Foundry. So let me quickly share my screen. Hope my screen is visible.
Yep.
Yep.
So as Sunil said, so GenAI Foundry is a cloud agnostic product where it can able to sit in any kind of a private environment and even with any kind of a cloud, major cloud providers called AWS, Google or Azure. It can sit in any environment and we can able to run the GenAI Foundry platform. So as Mani walked through the insurance GPT, so the GenAI Foundry is a end-to-end orchestration tool where it can able to run in any kind of a private environment. So the enterprises who's adopting the GenAI Foundry into their platform, they can able to own the model and they can able to own the IP and they can able to own the data. So data never leaves their environment. As currently we are seeing that the public's model won't assure the governance or auditability and how the responsible AI is implementing their organization. So here in the GenAI Foundry, so we are assuring that the data never leaves their organization or their environment, right? So as Mani walked through the underwriter flow, as we can see, whatever the LLM, the interaction happened through the insurance GPT, all that the input, output, and all the human decisions are captured in the GenAI Foundry. So if we go with the guardrail, we have a guardrail feature where all the end-to-end input and output and the human decisions are tracked and stored in the guardrail, where the SME can able to go ahead and he can able to take a look of the prompt, what is the model input and what is the model output and what is the human response. In the sense, if there is a decision made by the human or an underwriter, for example, if we take in the insurance GPT, so there is a feature called approve or deny or a reject, right? So if the user,
So let me ask you a question. So,
yep.
And for people that are not very technical, when we talk about guardrails and we talk about agentic AI and stuff, we hear about RAG systems, right?
Yep.
Can you is that incorporated into this, and can you explain that just generically?
So RAG is, we have a RAG picture. If you take a look at here, we have a RAG module where RAG in the sense we have a document. Okay. So document, we have to store it in a vector form. Okay. So for example, we have a 20 or 30 documents or a number of documents we saved into the database. Okay. So based on the user input, what the RAG will do, so it will look for the relevant data. It will search in the database or whatever the source data. So it will pick up or it will retrieve the relevant data and it will present to the end user. So that's how the RAG works with their knowledge base.
Right. And one of the things that where you hear, well, the bad things about AI, about hallucinations, right? In Gen AI, where it's coming up with information that is not really accurate or factual, where it just invents that information. With these, with this, that eliminates that, right? That prevents that.
So as you said, to reduce the hallucination, there should be a ground truth. right? So in the insurance GPT, while training the model, we have given the ground truth. So where the data source we took it from. So that reduces the hallucination, right?
Mhm.
If there is a proper ground truth, then there would be a less hallucination. So for example, in public models, what is the main issue in the sense? They will take the data from publicly and wherever the data is, they can able to pull, they will pull the data and they will train the model, right? So in that cases, there won't be a ground truth. But while doing the RAG or while training the model, we have to give the proper citations, proper ground truth, where the exact information took from, right? So for
Yep.
example, if I go here, the model output. So here, it example in Florida, visit this. We have a citations here where exactly we are looking for. And as the verified membership in professional organization, here we are giving check the NAPI directory. So we are giving the proper citation rather than giving just the information so that they can able to check the authenticity of the data.
Yeah, and this is and I don't want to generalize, but people are buying the licensing software, and they may be told about how it's secure, it's got guardrails, it's got RAG, it's got all this stuff, but they're just told it, but they don't get to see it. So with this Foundry thing, you're giving them a toolkit and a dashboard where we're showing underneath what's happening here. I mean, is that accurate?
Yeah. So
Yes.
for the end enterprise users, I mean, over the using the GenAI Foundry, they can able to go ahead and in the guardrail, they can able to view the prompt, the model input, and they can able to see whether there is a violation. For example, we have a violations here, right? So what the violation will do, whether there is a proper citations or is there any kind of a toxicity, is there any kind of a PII, right? If they have any kind of a sensitive information, for example, the credit card informations or any kind of a the password or any kind of a, if there is no citation, all those kind of a the violations will be logged here, and it will restrict or it will block the input passing to the LLM. So that's so we the guardrail plays a major role in between the user prompt and to the model.
Yeah,
Very
just
good.
to add to that, Ken. So what you mentioned is absolutely right. We are not just actually giving the solution, but we are also actually providing an end-to-end platforms where they can actually trace and there is a traceability and accountability and also explainability, like why the model is actually giving out these results. So if you want to know,
Yeah, well, it
it
adds
it's tracking.
integrity to everything, right?
Yes. Yeah.
You're validating
Yeah.
what you have, and you have access to audit. So
Yeah. Yes.
So as money has given the human decision, right? The underwriter decision on the insurance GPT. So that underwriter decisions we can able to see it here. For example, so if you see here the underwriting decision summary. So like for example, related reason, the risk mitigation measures in place. So that decision will L for SME to give a feedback to the model. So if we go ahead here, we have a feedback and we have a actions to take. So here, so what the SME can do, the SME can able to come here, and for that the human decision, he can able to evaluate that decision, what the underwriter has submitted, and he can able to give his final feedback. For example, when compliance is greater than or 80, the safety mitigator present, introduce rule classification, the document versus coverage, reduce telematic multipliers when no coordinating loss history. So he can able to evaluate the human decision and he can able to provide the feedback here. So the SME feedback will be the final decision. So that will be taken consider to train the model, right? So here we have a select tax. For example, here the correct decision with a wrong reasoning. In the sense, for whatever the human has provided the input, right? Based on that, you will put a tag saying this is a correct decision, but there is a wrong reasoning, right? So in that way, you can able to give the ratings as well. The SME, subject matter expert. So here, if it's helpful, then it will be used for training the model. So if it's not helpful, it would be rejected to train the model. So here, if we use helpful, and we can able to submit the feedback. So here we can able to see the feedback which is provided by the SME. So here, when we have a feedback, as like this, if we have a multiple feedbacks on a periodic time, what we will do, we will, let me go with a model workspace. We will get a better idea. So here, as we can see, the SME feedback, here we have a training and RLHF. So if we have to train with a new data set, we can able to go to the supervised fine tuning job, we can upload the data set, and we can able to give all the training parameters, and we can able to start the training the model. In the same way, we have a reinforcement learning.
So if I'm an insurer, do I, I'm just trying to, we know the underwriter using the insurance, GPT, but is this for the data scientist? Who is the user of the Foundry? We know who the user is of the other platform, obviously, the underwriter.
Yep.
Who is the user of the Foundry?
So
Yeah.
Foundry,
Yeah, go ahead.
Can
Foundry,
actually subject matter expertise, it would be senior underwriter. Is
Really?
he
Because for me,
to
I,
train the model.
it wouldn't be. Yeah. So the content of the training, but it seems like there's a technical component to this, whether it's somebody in the CIOs or CTOs world or a data scientist. I mean, do you see that other people in those areas of the insurer involved in the Foundry piece?
So here, can SME will give feedback. The data scientist will train the model. So knowledge has to comes from SME. That training the model and taking care of the model will be done by ML ops or data science.
Okay, but who's training the SME?
no,
to
actually,
use this, I'm talking about. Yeah. How are they? Because the other one is an underwriter goes
actually,
into InsurancGPT. It looks like it's a very short learning curve. In the Foundry, would you guys have to do some training on this? Would you agree with that?
We will help them to understand all this
Right.
functionality. Yes.
Okay, so I was asking
We have-
how they did it and who is being trained on this. Okay, I understand.
So just to add on, Ken, the user, basically the data scientist, will be managing the GenAI Foundry, right? Only the piece of the guardrail part where we require the SME feedback, right? So there, the insurance subject matter expertise will go through all the input and output, because he can easily able to evaluate what is the model output got from the LLM and what is the human response, right? So here he can go through each row and each input and model output, and he can able to give the feedback here. So that the insurance subject matter expert will give the feedback. So based on the feedback got into the guardrail, the data scientist on a periodic time, in a month,
Right.
or a 15 days, or in a week, he will take all that data and he will feed into the RLHF, the reinforcement learning, where the model learns from the SME feedback. Okay, so that feedback feed into the model, so that the model will learn from the SME feedback. So after it learns from the data, again if you ask the same question, then it will answer based on what the SME has given the feedback. So that's how the model will learn from the SME feedback.
So the question is, from a maintenance or a user perspective, is the Foundry used a lot before implementation, before production, and then not as frequent when it's in production? Because obviously when it's in production, the other platform's being used all the time, right? But this is, so is there a lot of you set up or part of the initial implementation using this, and then it's not as frequent utilization after production? I'm just trying to understand that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I got your question, Ken. The thing is, so we cannot actually use InsurangGPT as a fragmented solutions. So what do I mean by that is, so
Mhm.
these are like, combined solutions. If you want to, if you want to use InsurangGPT, so by default, GenAI Foundry acts as a AI orchestration platform on top of which we deploy InsurangGPT and then further train the model. So these are not like two separate solutions. I mean, they might actually for most of the audience it look like two different solutions. But again, so when we want to actually use the execution layer like InsurangGPT, so GenAI Foundry by default comes in as an AI orchestration platform.
Yeah, and I get that they work in concert with each other.
Yeah.
The question is, and this is not an Enkefalos question. This is just for those that are new in this AI, agentic AI, and learning world. When there's a an implementation period to be able to turn it into production, right?
Yeah.
You may have a proof of concept, a minimum viable product, and then production. But then if the model, as more data is being fed into the model and it's learning, and whatever other configurations you're doing in the workflow, there's there's got to be a line where it's considered there's some maturity in it, right? And even though it can continue to learn, and so I was just trying to understand. It's like, hey, after you use it for a year, you're going to see XYZ, or 6 months, or you see what I'm trying to understand because there is a ongoing learning aspect, and there's data that it requires data to make that happen, correct? And this is not about your platform. This is just a general thing that everyone has to do when they implement a learning model and AI, right? So
just to answer that, just a second, Mani. So just to answer that, so as you said, over the period how the model is getting learned, right? So here we have a evaluation. So evaluation is just how the model is performing, right, over the period. So let me show you this evaluation. Sorry. So here,
in the meantime, so all the technical things we will be there with the company for the entire AI journey. So the power of our platform is model learns from the decisions. Yeah, Karthik.
understand. Yeah, see, nobody ever explains this. I mean, people out there selling their AI stuff all the time, and they never really go into, okay, yeah, it's a learning model, and they just tell you that, but they never really explain, well, what does that mean? How long does it take? What is it, and how do you see it, and how do you manage it? And nobody ever wants to talk about that, So it's good. I like the Foundry because I learned a lot. I mean, it really gives you insight into how this stuff works and needs to work. Yeah.
Can actually most of them are using public LLM. So that's why they don't talk about all this stuff.
Right.
Okay.
So, as said how the model is learning, and that the most of the user they won't get to know how their model is getting learned, right? So here, as you can see, so we have a evaluation metric, which is a pretty much standard evaluation metric. So that justifies how the model stands. So, for example, here we have a perplexity score, which is a 23. So, out of the 100, what is the perplexity score, and what is the average entropy, and what is the perplexity per samples? So, all this, the standard evaluation benchmark shows how the model is getting learned. And here also with the sample, the input and the output prompt, so we can able to see what is the human evaluation where the model stands. So, and here, if we look at, so here also we can able to see the what is the base model look like. And for example, here you see the SFT based model, or the future, the reinforcement learning model, how that model learns. For example, here it stands 0.09, it's 98%. So what is the learned model? How does that look like? So this gives us the better idea how their model is getting learned from the SME feedback, how the model got matured.
No, that's great. And again, it adds more integrity and validity that you can see this than just trusting it's learning and doing it, Yeah.
So that's how the end-to-end, the auditability and the traceability and the governance can be done through the GenAI Foundry.
Mm-hmm. Very good.
Yep.
So Sunil, I think you were going to kind of summarize a little bit, and because we're running on time.
Yes.
So yes.
Yeah. So I just want to, before I conclude, I just want to add, two more lines on the adoption speed. Like, this is the most common questions that is often asked during our conversations with industry leaders. So, like, how fast can insurance organizations realistically adopt this? So this is the very common questions that we get from whenever we have conversations with industry leaders. And the honest answer is like, when done properly, it typically takes anywhere between 30 days to 60 days, because we don't actually start with experimentation. We start with data, a defined module, and measurable KPIs. Like Karthik showed, like what are the KPIs that we are set on GenAI Foundry. And if enterprises are very serious about operationalizing AI and not just experimenting, we can move from pilot to go on production in 30 to 60 days, and with outcomes that their leadership can defend to board. Yeah. So of course, at least for the first phase of desirable outcomes, we can actually go from pilot to production, typically between 30 days to 60 days. Yeah. And in today's AI noise, the real challenge for insurance leaders is filtering the signal from hype. Like you're just talking about, like how the other AI solution providers are creating a hype, but when we actually get into the real conversation, they don't have enough data to showcase. So here exactly where we want to actually stand out by giving out all the details about the responsible AI framework, like about auditability, traceability, and explainability. And so I just Ken.
Well, look, I learned a lot. I think it's very insightful, the fact that regardless of what line of business you're in, you can just again build out. You've got it. You've already every carrier or insurer already has their block of data, right?
Yeah.
Which is your starting point, and then putting in the rules, right? And you already have the agents there, so you're just doing no code or low code configuration on the workflow with the agents that are typical, and you have the API integration with the policy admin system. So you have all of the pieces. it's training, it's learning, and making the recommendations. It's giving you insights. So this is everything that you're getting back, and you get to see how it's learning and the guardrails, and be able to manage that so that it's staying on track. And the fact that the last thing that you said, which is that you got a fast implementation period, is pretty impressive, especially in this world when you talk about enterprise solutions, right? So usually they can take months and months and months, right? So, So anyway, again, it's been an insightful discussion, and really going from a governance on AI and being able to move to production. So I want to thank the Enkefalos team. I think you guys did a great job. I'm a visual person, and I think it's much easier to see it than just to talk about it. So we got a basic idea of how the user interface works, and all of the dashboards and the easy navigation and logic that's built into it. So I'm excited. I think Enkefalos.com is the website, right? Am I saying the website right? Yeah. So
Yes,
we'll put that up on a slide at the end. So and I want to thank everyone for joining. I know everybody's busy who may be watching this recording, or but I think it's good to take your time and go through it. That way you could see how powerful this could be in automating, and the time savings, the accuracy, and the cost savings by implementing this platform. So thank you, guys.
Thank you very much, Ken.
Thanks for your time.
Thank you, Ken.
Okay,
Looking forward to more of these sessions. Yeah, thank you.
absolutely. Bye.